Morning.
So, thanks, Mr. R. I'm going to be doing my residency with Dr. Smith starting tomorrow for 2 weeks. So you'll see me around the halls shadowing him. So what I want you all to, he wanted me to introduce us to all the departments, but I wanted to start with us first because we're here anyway, and I need this for one of my classes. So instead of administrators coming in with the little look for sheets, they may still use that, but this is going to be something that's a little more informal. But I can say the good thing about this, I guess in a good way, they're trying to say, like he said earlier, the focus is on what the students are doing and not so much what we're doing, but it still falls back on what we're doing. I just hope, and I'm sure they know that, but it's a nice way of saying what the students are doing and not us, taking the focus off of us. So I've been through this process about 6 times with Dr. Smith and all of the administrators. So what I'm going to do is just give you a very brief overview of exactly what it is. So this shows 2 of the times, I'm not sure what happened to the other 4 times, that I've been visited. It has the lead.
This is just a message that you have. There are some refreshments in the teacher's lounge if you'd like to get some of those. Custodians, there are some refreshments in the teacher's lounge if you would like to have some. Thank you.
So what happens is that you get a pre-visit. The pre-visit is initiated by usually Dr. Smith or an administrator. The pre-visit will send you a form, and here at the bottom for pre-visit, pre-visit form, this is what you would fill out. So the lesson title, as you can see, for those of you that know biology, toilet paper strength is one of the first labs we do dealing with hypothesis and the scientific method. So that's the lesson that I did. I also attached my lesson plan. Why is the plan the right one for today? What are you doing to help students get there? And then finally, the most important thing is this. This is what I learned through this process. They're focusing on rigor, relevance, and engagement. Only choose the ones that you actually will have them to see in a lesson. So if you know it's not rigorous, don't choose anything in rigor. If the only thing you're doing is maybe just engaging the students, then you only want to check what's under engagement. And you don't have to check, so if you check rigor, it's going to check everything under rigor. So you can just do the subtopics below the original topics. So that's the most important thing. Only check what you're going to do. The more you check, the more they'll look for, and the more negatives that you'll get on your evaluation. So I really thought that I would be doing all of this, so that's why I checked it. Those of you that know toilet paper strength, it's not a lot of rigor. It's kind of thoughtful, but not that much. That's why there was no high-level questioning. It was very relevant, and of course it was engaging because it was a lab. So after you do the pre-visit, you have the pre-visit reflection. They should speak with you. I think one of the things is to remember is the reason why it's going to be hard for them is because they have to give you a pre-visit and talk to you about the pre-visit form before they come in to observe you. So it's a lot of steps on their end. So basically, we're just doing what we've been doing. The only thing we have to do is just respond to the emails that they're sending. That's basically it. I do want to look at the actual visit to look at the scores that I got. So I actually thought I did pretty well, but when I looked at the data, they gave me a lot of 1s. I'm not sure where I found that information.
Who are the they you're talking about?
The administrators.
All of them?
No,
whichever one comes in.
all going to get observed like this?
Just whoever did it.
Eventually, yes.
I've been
In-house,
observed like
yeah.
this.
Like Dr. Jackson's
And-
watched me.
Yeah, Dr. Jackson.
Did you go through this process?
I was a guinea pig. Maybe it's in the debrief.
What about the debrief?
Okay, I'll try that one.
I couldn't
That's
see
like
that
results,
either.
I just saw it was bars.
What
at the
about one of those
bottom.
other tabs? Under
Down
lesson
to lesson
reflection?
reflection, go all the way down.
Go to reports.
See if you can slide over
Can you slide over?
to the relevance, engagement,
Okay, I
not
see.
served.
So I was meeting for rigor, we had another graph. For relevance, not observed, well, it's no blue. Obviously, he didn't finish this one. He couldn't have finished it. But basically, that's it.
They warned me just to pick one. I don't think they can handle looking for more than one thing, because they're still learning those.
Two
things, huh?
This is another visit. Now, one thing I can say about Dr. Jackson, she's really good with following up. Dr. Smith, I'm not sure if he's had time, but he's never followed up. And then they always bring this guy from Scholastic in, and he does a great job of following up. But notice that I only got a 1 under relevance for authentic resources. And she said that was because, she said she really didn't see anything that was authentic that I created, even though we had resources. I kind of disagreed.
They're creating their own data. They're doing it themselves.
But this is a different lesson. I'm trying to think what lesson this was. This is a different lesson. So let's see what lesson this was.
Was it because it was a science and motion lab, but it was a...
I don't think it actually has to
Already
do with
created?
that. I think their idea, they're not science teachers, and their idea of authentic results are very different from ours. Ours is them collecting data and, you know, physically doing these things. It's the process, and they're looking for like foldables and crap. So it's like, you know what I mean? I would be careful choosing that one with people who are not science people reviewing you.
Enough said.
Yeah, that one was from DNA to protein. So,
That's what she said.
that's it. I just want to give you a heads up on what to expect. What I would suggest that you do when they do come observe you, like Julie said, pick one thing that you're doing. So, and it will be announced. So it's not like a pop-up.
Because they have to give you the pre-visit.
They have to give you
Yes.
the pre-visit form. So make sure you're doing what you put in the pre-visit form. Pick one thing and focus on that. And that's all I would do.
And I guess we'll have to talk by trial and error, seeing what they observe as some of these things and what we consider some of these things. Because
Right.
if, you know, we're gonna have to, when choosing those, consider what they think certain things are.
Yeah, no, leave it, because.
Okay.
What about having a student teacher? Will they be doing this while the student? They're not doing her.
No.
No, just.
And like I said, they want to keep the focus on the kids, but we can't help but to take it personally because that's our class. And, no, you keep going.
I do have a question. When you say pick one thing, do you mean pick rigor or the other, the top, or the smaller?
I would pick
Especially
a
for me,
smaller.
starting off, just
Smaller.
one check.
I would
smaller.
pick a smaller subtopic.
Just pick
Okay.
one or two things under the same
Pick
column.
one out of each thing.
Okay.
Because-
No.
Oh,
Together.
yeah, relevance,
Is that what you meant?
one.
Yeah.
Like
Choose
pick
one.
one subcategory at the most.
I would
Yeah.
pick one with the most.
And we're not talking categories, we're just talking any of those things you can check.
Yeah, down the below.
Yeah.
I just looked at it and said, well, these things apply, thinking of my lesson.
Rigorous is going to be those higher level
They're
questions,
like, we can't.
like how.
They, you know, when I talk
So if I were to
Like
now,
that?
what things
Yes.
that we can compare?
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
gotta be engaging,
That'd be very rigorous.
anything.
Just coming forth.
And it depends on the class, because for AP,
because they've only-
FRQs would be rigorous, but for regular students, starting
Well,
a question with how would be rigorous for them.
Well,
We're probably testing phase
they are
this
looking
quarter.
For which one?
like the
Keep it
thing,
doing, but it's probably gonna be implemented next year.
Because quite honestly, when you
Any-
read those things,
Like Julie said, any of them for them, because they don't know what you're doing
So you
anyway.
could just say rigorous, well, supposed synthetic lab.
There's room for
And
interpretation.
then
Yeah.
you start throwing out three
Math
syllables.
science brain as opposed to an art
Oh,
science.
and one thing I got another negative,
Another.
I got another negative check mark, from the guy from Scholastic, because I had a problem wrapping up the lesson. So I agree, because, yeah, wrapping up is real hard, especially when you're like, bring it back tomorrow, well, you know, with the lab.
Yeah.
But we always have to remember, what did you learn? And you gotta use like an exit slip, you gotta use something to know, capture what they learned. But I think as long as we do that, we'll be good in the science department.
That was the original bell ringer purpose, was to wrap up, which you didn't get to wrapping up the day before because of labs. So
I know, it was really hard to
I
wrap
still
up.
do that.
you just gotta keep in mind that
I still do that instead of,
science.
Now we're getting back to my bell ringers, but goodness, and only
know.
one more strategy.
Oh, I didn't have articles in my box.
Thank you,
Not
Gracie.
either.
Specific question about rigor.